In the spring of 1847, the quiet town of Milbrook, Massachusetts, was a place untouched by the rush of modernity. Its dirt streets wound past weather-clabbered homes, and its people lived lives shaped by routine, church bells, and the turning of the seasons. But in that same year, a stranger appeared, a man who seemed both familiar and foreign, both of this world and somehow entirely outside of it. His name, he claimed, was Samuel Hawthorne. Yet when asked where he came from, he never gave a straight answer. From elsewhere, he would reply with an odd smile. And soon, that elsewhere would haunt Milbrook in ways they could never forget. Hawthorne arrived on foot, wearing clothes cut from fabric no one recognized. Neither European wool nor New England linen, but some curious weave that shimmered faintly in the sun. He carried no horse, no wagon, no trunk of belongings, only a leather satchel filled with small glass vials. Inside the bottles, he said, was medicine, an elixir that could cure fevers, mend broken bones, and give vitality to the weary. The townsfolk, wary but intrigued, allowed him to settle in an abandoned cottage near the edge of town. At first, his presence was regarded with suspicion. But as days turned into weeks, stories began to spread of miraculous recoveries. A young girl, bedridden with consumption, walked again within days of drinking his tincture. A farmer whose leg had been crushed beneath a wagon was seen limping into town, nearly healed. Even Reverend Greenfield, the most skeptical of men, admitted in hushed tones that Hawthorne's concoctions bore strange fruit. Yet with each miracle came unease. For the medicine, when held to the light, shimmered faintly red. And those who tasted it described a metallic tang, like blood upon the tongue. Hawthorne would only smile when pressed about its ingredients, insisting that the world gives us what we need if we know where to look. Still, Milbrook embraced him. Samuel Hawthorne became a fixture, his soft voice and piercing eyes both comforting and unnerving. But whispers began when families disappeared without explanation. The Henleys gone overnight, doors open, supper unfinished on the table. A traveling peddler, last seen near Hawthorne's cottage, never reached the next town. Dr. Erasmus Putnam, the town's physician, grew deeply suspicious. He confronted Hawthorne one evening, demanding to know the truth. Hawthorne only replied, "You cling to old laws, doctor, but I am bound by a higher order. One day, you will understand." Within a month, Putnam's practice was abandoned, his journals missing, and his family vanished from Milbrook entirely. It was a boy, Timothy Thornberry, who uncovered the first undeniable evidence. Chasing his dog along the ridge near Hawthorne's cottage, he stumbled upon a concealed opening in the rock. With childish curiosity, he slipped inside. What he found drove him screaming into town. At first, no one believed his story of bones stacked like firewood, of jars filled with blackened blood, of journals scrawled with alien symbols. But when men gathered lanterns and went to see for themselves, they returned pale and speechless. Inside the cavern, beneath layers of earth, lay the remains of those who had vanished. Human bones mixed with animal carcasses, and everywhere the same symbols marked the walls, spirals, constellations, and phrases in a language no one recognized. The journals were worse. Written in Hawthorne's hand, they spoke of harvesting essence, of binding life to flesh, of medicines brewed for what he called the offering of the vessel. One chilling entry read, "The children thrive because they drink of the lost. In this, the circle is made whole." As the townsfolk pored over these writings, horror dawned. Hawthorne had not healed their sick. He had fed them the liquefied remains of their neighbors, masked as medicine. The missing families had not simply vanished. They had been consumed. The entire town had partaken, unknowingly, in this grotesque communion. When confronted, Hawthorne did not deny it. He stood before the gathering crowd, eyes gleaming in the firelight, and spoke with calm authority. "I'm not of your world," he declared. "I walk between. Your ancestors offered blood to gods they did not understand. I have given you gifts that your feeble sciences could not imagine. You are stronger now. You are more than what you were." His words sent shivers through even the most hardened men. Some, disturbingly, seemed swayed, nodding as though they understood. Others recoiled in revulsion. The town fractured in that moment, between those horrified by the truth and those seduced by his promises. Violence erupted. A group of men tried to seize him, but Hawthorne moved with a speed that defied reason, slipping into the shadows of the trees. Lanterns searched the woods for hours, dogs bayed at the night air, but he was never caught. In the days that followed, more townsfolk disappeared, as though choosing to follow him. Those who remained destroyed the cave, collapsing its entrance with stone and fire. But they could not erase what had happened. They carried the guilt like a sickness, knowing they had swallowed the flesh of neighbors, friends, perhaps even kin. For decades, Milbrook spoke of Hawthorne only in whispers. Families who had sided with him were quietly erased from records. Children were warned never to walk near the ridge where the cave had been. But every so often, stories emerged from neighboring towns of a tall man with piercing eyes carrying bottles of strange red medicine. In each case, disappearances followed. In time, Hawthorne became a legend, a cautionary tale told by candlelight. The man who claimed to be from another world, who offered salvation in a bottle and left only bones behind. Today, the Milbrook Historical Society holds only fragments of this story: sealed letters, faded maps, and one remaining journal entry, too disturbing to display. It reads simply, "I have seen the other side. The flesh is but a door, and soon you will all walk through it." Whether Samuel Hawthorne was a charlatan, a madman, or truly from elsewhere, the people of Milbrook were never the same. And the shadow of his name still lingers, whispered like a curse across New England. The chilling history of Samuel Hawthorne unsettled you as much as it did the people of Milbrook. Don't let this story fade into the shadows. Share it with those who think the past holds only dusty records and forgotten names, and let them see how horror can linger for centuries. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or theories about who or what Hawthorne truly was. And if you want more forgotten histories, more sinister tales hidden beneath the surface of time, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Every share helps uncover the secrets that history tried to bury. Stay with us, because the past is never as far behind us as we like to believe.